I first push.
All right, here we go. Straight Politicking. Alex Alonso here with Spider Loke, the most easty, and Munchie B, the mayor. And what's popping, y'all? There's so much going on right now.
Summer's heating up, man. Temperatures are rising.
Hey, I ain't got the hoodie on like last week. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
No hoodies in the room at all. I see some long sleeves though. Somebody like heat.
Yeah, man. I just it's today has been hot, but it ain't been hot like
Bearable.
maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
Extremely
Hey,
bearable.
do you know that it reached 120 something degrees in Death Valley the other day?
I mean, the name of the valley does not shock me that it would be that hot.
But it was a record for that day.
Where's Death Valley?
I was about to ask that. I thought it was a stupid question.
It's between here and Palm Springs.
I assumed it was around.
I mean, between here and Las Vegas. I mean, when you're driving between here and Las Vegas.
That's a nickname?
Yeah.
Is that Needles?
Nah, Needles is on the border between California and Arizona.
Yeah, we pass Needles up when we go to Lake Havasu.
No, but Death Valley has the highest recorded temperature in the history of mankind. 135 degrees about around 1910, 1911, 135. So it got up to like 120 something. So it's like 10 degrees away from the all-time, I don't want to say the human record because we only been documenting temperatures for the last 120, 130 years. But since the documentation, Death Valley has the hottest spot on Earth, right here in California.
What's their population?
There's nobody, zero.
Okay.
You will die if you live there. You will die if you try to walk through there like the settlers used to do back in the 1800s. They used to think they could walk through it. That's why they got the name.
I find that odd that you say that because I have quite a bit of family in Arizona. I spent quite a bit of time in Arizona. And I've seen people in like 120 degree weather out jogging, doing their stuff, and
Hey,
That's when everybody dies.
No. You know it's crazy though, but them people that's used to that type of weather, they wear long sleeves and shit in that weather. I'm like, how is they doing that? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about on a lower scale. It's hot as hell in Palmdale and shit. And I'll be at my grandma's house back in the days.
it's hot out there.
I'm like, how is he wearing a hoodie in this weather? You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how you differentiate between 102 and 120. All that shit to me be hot.
No, it's different levels. The 102 is very hot, but then when you get to 110, that's another level.
I've lived through the all of them, and to me, just it's
Like Palm Springs heat is like between 115, 116, 117 regularly.
yeah.
Okay, well, I only lived through this type of weather. You describing it when I go to the penitentiary or some shit. But that valley, if it's the wintertime, what do it be like?
Ice cold probably.
It'd be down in the 20s and 30s.
Okay.
If you ever go out to Big Bear, California, people don't realize has the hottest temperatures on Earth,
The coldest.
and it can get down to the 20s. So the variation is pretty significant. You don't really think about cold and snow when you think of California.
I've been to Big Bear one time, and that's when I was a kid, and I don't think I ever go back.
Why not?
I don't trust nobody to drive me.
Oh,
Cause like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. Like when I looked out the window, like I don't trust nobody to drive me and shit, but
Bro,
and I can't take a flight.
I've literally been on a 16-passenger van with some of our wheels off of the edge of one of those cliffs as
not
a
going.
child. So I know, I'm talking about to where as we were exiting it, they paused the exiting. And I'm talking about, bro, we went through this without no police or nothing, just the motherfucking chaperones. Lord God, man, Jeter, let me just say Jeter.
Hey,
Alex, see the top?
but this temperature is the reason why so many people come to California.
Indeed.
Right. We got the best weather. I'll tell you, I said over and over again, they come out here to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? The homeless people. Because if you gotta be outside, this is gonna be the best weather to, you know what I'm saying? Try to thug it out in.
Speaking of homeless, I saw a video of a U-Haul truck, a heavy duty one, and it pulled up at a homeless encampment, and like everybody they just unloaded it.
Oh, yeah.
Saw that?
I did see
crazy.
that. I did see
You
that.
said they unloaded it. What you mean?
Like with everything you see in this room and more, just
Chairs.
furniture.
Oh, they turned it back
refrigerator.
into a little apartment.
They unloaded it into this little homeless encampment finna make they spot. We finna get fly right. It's where we finna be right here. It's like you move, your girl kicked you out, you get a U-Haul, and this is the next stop.
What was the story behind that? So some random guy pulled up with a truck full of furniture, and
I didn't do much
there was a
investigating.
ping pong table there. I heard
Yes.
a refrigerator.
But it seemed like they were waiting it because they got right to unloading that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they picked their spot. They already knew.
Yes,
Like,
I'm gonna be right back, man. This ain't right spot. No, man.
I thought, okay, and this don't sound like a bad idea if you rent a U-Haul and keep it and just be living in the back of it. I thought you was saying some shit like that.
Oh no.
Man, shit.
All right. I got a fact check from last week. I thought and believed that Anthony Mackie was the first actor ever to play Tupac in a film. I actually still believe I'm correct, but Lamont Bentley actually played Tupac in a VH1 TV movie about MC Hammer that was called, can anybody guess? What would an MC Hammer...
Hammer
Can't
Tom.
touch this.
No, close.
Which one close? Hammer Tom.
But both of you guys are close because they used the name of one of his songs, but not those songs.
I said Hammer Tom. You said can't touch this.
Yep. If it ain't that, it gotta be.
You older than me, so you might catch it before me.
Yeah. Well, don't say it, Alex. Don't give us no hints.
Oh, man. I used to hate MC Hammer back in the day.
I ain't gonna be able to get it. You got it.
Oh, wait. Too legit.
Too legit. The name of the movie was Too Legit, the MC Hammer story, and that was back in 2001.
Telling you, but man, hey, people be entertainers. Don't get up twisted. I heard Hammer's a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard similar things.
And then you know, back in the days, it was kind of hard to be hanging around death row. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting picked on and slapped like some of the artists back then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he from Oakland, man. You know, Oakland.
Yeah.
It ain't no joke growing up in Oakland.
Yeah,
East Oakland, especially.
They breed some gangsters in Oakland.
Yeah.
I heard a legendary story. I believe it was about Kyrie Irving, and I grew some respect for him because not Kyrie Irving. Is he from Oakland?
I don't know where Kyrie from.
I doubt it.
No, okay, talking about Kyrie that's for the Mavericks right now?
Yeah. This is an NBA. I think it's Lillard. It's Damian Lillard.
Oh, yeah.
He was outside the club apparently, and it was a group of people trying to press a line on him. And his response was like, "Man, I'm from Oakland, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that."
Yeah, that is Damian.
Yeah,
It's Damian
Damian
Lillard,
Lillard.
not Kyrie, because Damian Lillard from the Bay, yeah, Dame Dollar.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Oakland. But I forgot the person that corrected me on that fact check. He's only partially correct because that too legit thing wasn't a film.
Movie.
Yeah, it was a TV VH1.
That still fall under the same ballpark.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, how do like when we said it the first time? What were you saying? Like first film?
Film. I said a movie, you know. And I think because today we don't really separate between TV actors and movie actors like that we used to do. You know, back in the day, the Oscars, they didn't invite TV actors. When you watch the Oscars now, everybody's there.
I think with social media and the phone being included now, it's like if you being viewed by a certain amount of people, it don't matter what side of the screen.
And now some of the best things to watch are episodic TV shows that you stream off of Netflix and Hulu. They're better than the movies sometimes. Yeah. Right?
Could you say 50 Cent pioneered that?
Pioneered what?
He made it interesting to watch these series and all that instead of going to the movies.
He made it interesting to watch some of the hood stuff because episodic series have been around for decades.
I don't know how you gonna
Roots. Do you remember Roots? 1979, 1980? How many episodes was Roots?
I don't know, but I don't.
1979.
Little more prevalent to what we were saying. I don't know how y'all gonna take that from The Wire.
Oh, The Wire.
Okay, yeah. And what's called keep bringing it up to me. I need to watch it. I ain't never watched it.
I've never watched it either, but I know I owe it to myself.
Yeah, Mariah, was like,
but they throw me off when they find out the main guy was all, I'm not interested in hearing seeing how that developed.
What the main character is. The alphabet.
Yeah.
Roots was on 1977. It was 8 episodes.
Yeah, that's like.
We used to call them, when I was a kid, they called them miniseries.
Indeed.
You know, so the miniseries was always dope. I'd be like, ooh, they got miniseries.
You say Roots.
Yeah, Roots.
I ain't up on Roots.
Oh, you got to watch Roots. If you black, you got to watch Roots.
Okay, I got that.
That's when we learned about LeVar Burton. LeVar Burton, the brother now that's reading books on, he teaches kids and he does all these, but that was his, I think that's put him on the map, LeVar Burton, Roots, 77. But I think 50 Cent has definitely ushered in the hood.
The new wave. The new, I guess.
Yeah, the BMF story. He didn't do the BMF story.
Yeah, he did the BMF
He
story.
did do the BMF.
He got Raising Cane's or something, right? Something like that. He got the
Power. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gotten involved in a genre that was already established, bro.
He took it to a different level though.
Which is,
You don't believe so?
yeah, I mean, if you say so.
Because in that genre, like these series, he leading the race out of you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I'm not debating any of that. I don't know what's new about what he's produced when it comes to the genre, other than he's just having multiple renditions to offer. It's
You
like,
don't watch that type of shit, huh?
I don't watch much of anything.
Yeah, because them series, I think that's some relationship shit. So I'll be late on shit. If I had a little brawl I was locked in with, we could sit and watch the shit. Cause it go on and on and on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I be wanting to be interested, but even when I give an effort to be interested, that shit losing me a lot of times for different things.
What about Snowfall?
I've yet to get to Snowfall. I tried to watch it the other night, and that shit losing me too.
Now, that Snowfall predates 50 Cent's entrance into the game, I believe.
Yeah, I just don't want, of course, me being opposing to the idea, I don't want to come across as a hater, but that just isn't true as far as the pioneering in that type of content.
Oh, you said the idea. Okay.
Yeah, it's not true. He has participated exceptionally well, but even you consider Breaking Bad that type of same type of.
No, I'm pretty sure the list could go on.
Sons
Really though.
of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, Sons of Anarchy. That was a good one. All right, before we get into some topics, I guess there was a couple things I wanted to ask you guys about. Two things I want to ask you guys about. Kendrick Lamar dropped his video for Not Like Us, and Bronny, LeBron James Jr., is going to be playing alongside his daddy for the Los Angeles Lake Show.
So which one first?
You call it.
All right, I'm hearing mixed things about Bronny, right? I already have a debut game. Didn't go into the G League. Is that true?
I don't know. I haven't followed it, but I do know his career at SC was below average.
Right.
He got drafted 50-something.
5th, I believe.
55th, and usually 55th picks very rarely amount to even becoming a starter.
Okay, so you know he pulled some strings within the organization. Clearly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know he got peers or whatever, but people that's really serious about they want rings. You know what I'm saying? You wasted a draft on somebody that could have really helped the organization get another ring. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think it's a waste because what are you going to get at 55th anyways? You can only probably name 3 guys in the history of the N.B.A. that even had a role on a team that got picked that low. So is it really a wasted pick at 55?
Well, as soon as LeBron retired, they're gonna cut him anyway.
Probably.
Because I feel if they was gonna draft him, they should have drafted the middle ball boy, the middle one, the ball son.
Oh, well, you have Melo, Lonzo, and Angelo, right? Is that it? Oh no, is Angelo Melo? What's the third?
The thing, whatever, the middle one. You know what I'm saying? The one that went out the country stealing. You know what I'm saying? But but I guess on some black stuff, it's cool to see. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm not hating on LeBron for wanting his son to be there. It wasn't like they picked him like in the first round and he was picked like 22. That would have been a wasted pick. A 22nd pick is a possible starter. A 22nd pick is a possible star. But 55, what do you think, Spider?
I definitely think my reaction can be viewed on the spectrum. I can see it from the sense of, wow, that's amazing. Because what really changed my perspective, I had a kind of somewhat of a negative perspective initially. But when I saw a picture of LeBron and his son, when his son was like 1 year old, sitting courtside, that just, then I see it from that perspective. I don't give, including my perspective and anybody else's, it's like, fuck all y'all. That is just amazing to realize. To be a young man in your 20s, new into the league, and have a little baby boy, and now he your teammate, no matter what anybody says to that, that's awesome. But on the flip side of that, outside of the greatness that his life is anyway, you can't help but reflect on that's a spot that could be available to someone who seemingly better deserves it.
At 55.
Even at 55, there's someone whose mother was fingers was crossed that he get a spot so we could change the way we live, and he's dedicated, and he's outperforming Bronny. And that could do something because no one is entitled to anything other than the opportunity for their skills to speak for themselves. And if LeBron, even if himself, he would have to acknowledge that.
You know what that remind me of a little bit, because a lot of these actors and actresses was they upset that these roles is getting cast by rappers. Not because they could act, it's because they got the notoriety and the fame. You know what I'm saying?
Samuel Jackson had a big problem with that some time back.
Yeah, so I agree with the actors. Like they go to acting school, they did stage plays, they did this all their life, and then they could get the role, but they don't because this hip hop nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I equate that to that though.
What if Bronny ends up being a star?
Then we gonna react to this.
He'll have the opportunity. He definitely has the opportunity and stay set for him to prove everybody wrong.
Hopefully he do though. Ain't nobody no hater.
That'd be awesome.
He's got like a 0.5% chance of even scoring double digits in an NBA game.
Yeah, I think his father also set him up. As much as it's an amazing moment to share and shine light on him, it's also like you'll never be as great as me. It's also that much as of a reality as well.
I don't know. It was man. I got a bad short term memory, but I was just having a conversation. It was a female, whoever I was just talking to. She's like, "Well, they do it in corporate America all the time, like
Indeed.
Pulling they sons up, and you know what I'm saying."
The asshole son who should have been fired still has a job.
Don't even have the same skill set as their father, but they still got the job. So you know, it's our turn. So shout out LeBron and his junior. So shit, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the world revolves around nepotism to a certain degree. So
It ain't what you know, it's who you know type shit.
And for the chicks, it's not who you know, it's what?
Who you fucking?
It's who you blow.
Whoa.
It's not who you know, it's who you blow.
Blow and go for those who know.
Yeah, hey, but I wish him all the success. But my favorite father-son professional athletic duo has got to be the Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr., who played baseball for the Seattle Mariners at the same time, and both the daddy and the son hit a home run in the same game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Back in 89, 90, when Ken Griffey Jr. was a rookie.
That's hard.
It has to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And Ken Griffey Jr. deserved every part of being drafted. I think he was drafted number 1, and he became a star in baseball.
I don't know much about comparison a lot, but in my experience, seeing a stand in the ring and talk shit to his son while he whoop ass and 50-0 is kind of awesome.
Who did that?
Mayweather's father for a lot of the fights that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to amaze me when he'd come back to that ring. He wasn't talking about no jabs, no technique. He'd be like, man, we kick this nigga ass, man. That's all his dad used to tell us some shit like that. It was never no technical shit. Man, why you playing with him, man? Fuck him up. Go in there and whoop his ass, man.
Nothing about jabs and going
None
to
of
the
that.
body.
None of that. He'd be looking at Mayweather like he mad at him, like, man, what you doing? Go on and finish this shit, man.
All right. I think that Kendrick Lamar sealed the deal on the dropping of that video that pretty much just continues to beat up and destroy and annihilate what many consider the greatest rapper in the last decade.
Yeah, but Drake's still a part of that big three. It's still J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he came out with the W. He did that, and then not like us. He what he did with the copyright. You know what I'm saying? Because I did the song over. I'm monetizing off of it, and so you can hear it all over the place. It's all these clubs. But see, I want to know what's people take in different states. If I was to go to Arkansas, or I know how it's gonna be in Canada. You see what happened when Rick Ross. He went out there trying to play it, and they got up on Rick Ross and the security.
Yeah, they beat him up, huh?
Yeah, and I think that was supposed to happen. You don't go in nobody's backyard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Drake did that, man. He burned the city out. You know what I'm saying?
You mean Kendrick? Who did that?
Excuse me. Yeah, Kendrick did that. He burned the city out.
K-Dot.
What y'all think of the video? I thought it was funny to see him and his wife dancing with their kids, and it looked like they lived in a typical hood home in the video.
Well, I don't know if that was his actual living room.
Probably wasn't.
Perhaps it was.
Probably his old house.
Legend has it, when he first hit it real big and could afford a home, it was highlighted that he was humble enough to just spend $500,000 on his home and cash it out and not try to do the most extravagant thing that he could do anyway.
Oh, he don't live in no super mansion like Drake does?
I don't know if he currently lives in that home that he purchased back then, but we can recall, just think about his character. That was one of the things they highlighted about him when he did choose to purchase a home. It was only a half a million, and it wasn't extremely extravagant, but it suited the family well. And that was kind of like, what his character was known for. But I don't know. That's been some years now.
Okay. Do you recall the story when
He bought the car.
For his little sister?
Yeah.
And they got on him because of the type of car it was. It was very typical. You know
like
what I'm
a
saying?
Camry or something, but it was brand new. 0
Right.
miles, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but he don't even wear a jewelry. You know what I'm saying?
He's very practical.
Right.
Yeah, I wish more people in hip hop carried themselves like that.
I think in the future, Kendrick impact on the individual will be more than it is now. I think people are too caught up in following the trends to even realize they admire the way Kendrick carries himself to a large degree.
Hey, not even the jury thing. Well, what I wish about Kendrick could rub off on like future artists is he don't gangbang. You know what I'm saying? He don't be saying blood or nothing in his
But do
music.
he gangbang though? He throw it like a mix.
No.
He throw like a mixed signal now.
No. He's heavy affiliated. He can't help where he was raised at.
Heavy affiliates get DP.
Huh? Get DP?
Dedication.
I gotta revisit that song. You talking about with him and Nipsey?
Yeah, he said he got DP. Box Homie 301, but I ain't drop.
No. They probably did happen because I know some of the
on
affiliates.
that record he speak, but I'm just saying
That's one of
a
the-
little more than affiliation.
No,
bro.
it ain't because like
Come on,
my way.
man.
No, I'm saying like it's some people.
Until I mentioned the record with Advice, and I just said that we DP.
I had to hear it again because that part didn't stand out to me. I had to hear it again.
But then don't make the argument that that's not more until you hear it, because he might not even say it like I say. You don't have to change. You don't have to,
No, but I'm just saying, I know some people that live in our community that mess with the homies heavy, and if they did some goofy shit, the homies might go get on them, like, you know what I'm saying? As if they was like a part of the gang, like, man, you know what I'm saying?
By the time you let a gang DP you might as well just accept that for a quarter, homie.
Hey, no, all right, no, because we about to drift off, but I'm just saying,
it's straight politicking though.
Hey, that's straight politics.
but like he put Good Kid, Mad City, and then he don't. Like, cause these rappers is becoming rappers, and they getting put on game.
Only reason, just know I want to highlight this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I've ran around for the vast couple of years saying exactly what you said. Mm-hmm. And every time I say that, I think I've even said it in front of you, in front of Adamu. They correct me opposite.
Opposite of what? One more time.
When I say, yeah, Kendrick don't gangbang, they always like, break it down. Like, hold up, don't say that.
I believe he belonged to the Pyros, bro. He was raised over there. That's how I would put it. He don't gangbang himself. He not from West Side Pyro. He was raised in that area.
Man, bro. There's no classification you can. It's either or at this point.
Okay.
Bro.
Did y'all all right now? Okay, when boy got it all from the jungles, he tried to do his little vlog going to do the thing with the food, and got whooped on with hot sauce, right? Is y'all familiar with that?
No.
Okay, he got this thing where he go pull up on food places, and you know what I'm saying? So he thought it was a good idea to go on, I forget what that is, on Crenshaw and Slauson. And guess what? They whooped his ass when he got over there, right? And do he deserve to get his ass beat? Yes, right? Because why are you in these videos with the Blackstones? You the only one, you know what I'm saying, what the Southsiders call a resident. You know what I'm saying? You're not from Blackstones, but you from the jungle area, and they throwing up whatever they throwing up, and they gangbanging during the song, but you think it's cool to go to their rivals and get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not gonna look at you like one of them. So, will Carver Park or somebody from 11A East Coast look at Kendrick like a West Side? I don't know.
If Kendrick is bigger than what the somebody from an opposite set gonna view him as. But what he is personally claiming and what the streets are claiming about him apparently seems to be different. I don't think nobody would ever view Kendrick as in a eyesight as gang. But it's like, no matter where he is seen, I don't think nobody would ever look at him as like somebody to look at negatively regardless. But my experience being on these public platforms speaking about Kendrick in front of Damus, if you classify him as a non-affiliate, it's like they correct you.
Oh yeah, nah. I know facts that they just love him. They go about him. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. Never, no put on. Just born and raised. You just, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I cannot be more educated about. I'm very familiar with his whole experience, his journey. Personally.
How many times has he said Pyru on a song?
Never, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I can't really recall.
You remember his very, very first song? He mentions all the hoods. He did it in front of the Compton courthouse. I think it's a roll call of every. Is it every gang in Compton or every Pyru set in Compton?
No, he mentioned Crooks Hood too.
Yeah, he mentioned all the Other than that song, which is his very first release, has he ever mentioned gangs in any music?
Man, he didn't never highlight it.
I'm pretty sure, but the way it's the way you deliver shit sometimes. So you probably rolled over it because especially how his cadence and shit. And
Which gives everybody the appearance for the majority of the last decade or decade and a half that he had no affiliation. But he has taken moments to where, like I say, when he got on dedication and spoke about getting DP, and he act like even hinted to the fact that when he was on his way to record with Nip, his big homie kind of pressed him about even doing the feature. And he had to get him like, man, this shit bigger than the deuces and foes. Like,
I remember that part.
Yeah, like for him to even have to answer about deuces and foes, I understand what that means.
I think he might have been speaking like a figure of speech, like just given a type of scenario. I don't think he was actually
okay. B team attorney, I'm not gonna be mad at you for standing in the gap for the B team.
Because I can't imagine somebody telling him, especially at the where Nipsey was at in his life, because Nipsey wasn't even gang banging on. When Nipsey first started rapping, it was hard to listen to. Then after a while, it started being easy on the ears. You know what I'm saying? Like the things he was rapping about, it kind of changed. So like at where Nipsey was at,
that's your personal assessment, correct?
Nah. People that's a part of my side of my spectrum. Whether you like from the rivals of them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's like.
I'm just saying about me and my peers.
That's what I said personally. That's what I'm trying to make sure you was clarifying.
Yeah, but. So you could agree that his music changed over the years.
Definitely matured.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? People do it according to how they living. He probably, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I got a question. How many of y'all are Sexyy Red fans and listen to her music and vibe to it?
I've never.
I'm a Sexyy Red supporter. I wouldn't say a fan. You know what I'm saying? If she, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know her music. A fan, I know her music like through and through.
Well, she's got a concert coming up, and apparently the ticket sales from her concert are not selling to expectation, I should say. And some people are quite surprised at that. Let me just read a couple of sentences here from a hip-hop news report. It says, over the last year and change, Missouri rapper Sexyy Red has been going step for step with the rest of her contemporaries. Even though her musical style and antics are extremely divisive, you can still make the argument that she's the number one right now.
Is it divisive rapper. Or divisive?
I guess
I don't mind putting myself on the spot. This just sounded incorrect. Go ahead.
Okay. She has so many hits under her belt, especially from Hood Hottest Princess. Even her last mixtape, The Sex in Sexy We Trust, is still receiving some praise, despite there not being as many glaring bangers. Her recent ticket sales for a concert is under expectation. It's on the verge of being canceled. Only 37% of the 85,000 tickets have been sold. I guess they was expecting 100% sellout.
She's off code.
Hold on, say that again. What's that number?
37% of the 85,000 tickets have been sold. So basically, a little more than 1/3 of the 85,000.
She's off code with her latest record.
So maybe did they maybe they need the smaller venues. They probably thinking
she ain't talking bad. She ain't talking bad enough about niggas on this latest single. They not feeling her. She's celebrating her nigga on this record. They not feeling that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, then yeah. She like, you my everything. She flipped like the Mariah Carey joint, and she tell that nigga how much she appreciate him and what they doing together. That shit ain't hot these days.
Right. You gotta nigga bash.
Mm-hmm. See, I think when she stopped bashing, they got off the wave a little bit.
Hey, but I did the math on this. 37% of 85,000 is 31,000. That's still a lot of seats she sold.
So what? She trying to fill up an arena.
85,000 is a football stadium.
It always have to be relative to what you spent and expected, of course. You got to make your money back. And she got one of them shows with that digital screen, that new 3D shit everybody doing. That alone was gonna take a crew.
Nah, but I'm just talking about C. So at the 80, what is that, an arena she trying to fill up? Everybody can't do arenas, bro.
No, but they attempting. Her name was attempting. When you start her name was crazy. Everybody, you got to find out the hard way sometimes.
No, she booming, but I don't think she could. She not. That's some Cardi shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
But they say Meg Thee Stallion is experiencing similar things in her tour where they are now. When they go to these arenas, they're using black tarps to cover up the empty seats so that the people filming it won't be obvious of how many empty seats it is.
But she lost. People vote due to her. You know what I'm saying? Her politics.
I hope just that whole ass in the air stanky attitude is gonna not be as popular as the most primary image for black females to have eventually. It's okay to have a place and appreciation for that when it's appropriate, but for it to be our main submission to the world, it's kind of disgusting and irritating to me.
Especially when pretty much all the females feel like they have to follow on this same path.
So many seem to have to follow. Now it's so refreshing to find someone who doesn't present themselves in that way at all. It's just so refreshing.
Is there anyone that
doesn't?
Yeah, like
I mean in real life when you encounter it.
It's a female. It's a female rapper, but like you don't hear much from her. Like Dreezy, her name Dreezy, and she don't rap like that. But like
she probably got talent too, huh? She got bars.
That's probably why we don't hear much from her now, though. But yeah, she served the LA Leakers thing. She was messing with Jacquees at the moment, I think. Well, no, not no more. But yeah, she hard though. I used to like ran across some of her songs. She hard.
You know who's a local talent like that, who got the blend, like that brought out of Long Beach C-Star?
Oh, yeah.
She a hella dope MC, fine as fuck, and she know how to talk ratchet, but she got a little class about herself, so she don't talk too ratchet. She hard, though.
All right. We'll shout out Sexyy Red. Hopefully you make your money, but it looks like she might be on the verge of canceling her show because there's no way she's gonna fill up 85,000 capacity stadium.
Or she probably needs some good openers, a supporting cast that they also want to come see too, though.
Your budget keep running up.
Now the music that you're saying ain't hitting right, is that the In Sexy We Trust mixtape where she's talking about?
I'm not sure. I just know it's the Mariah Carey remix. She's like, I love you. I don't want to say. I can't do it. I can't.
If I know what song you was talking about, I seen it. Shit,
you my everything. Do we go together? Tell them how we go together.
Oh, yeah.
Sing it then, nigga. You know it.
No. I don't know. I didn't know that was no Mariah Carey thing.
Let me ask you if you're familiar with any of these artists that's supposed to be touring with her. Huncho, Low Shimmy, and Blakeana.
That's the reason. See, that's what I'm saying. You need a different supporting cast. But see, I'm from California. Maybe they booming some other place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might not know who C-Star is. You know how you just said C-Star? We know her, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Moving on to this other interesting topic, which I thought was pretty much inevitable. But it looks like the woman who sued the game is not giving up, and she is going after any and all assets that the rapper The Game has because she had won a civil judgment some time ago. And in a brand new article on allhiphop.com, it says The Game may lose house over $7 million court loss to Priscilla Rainey. That's the girl that won the lawsuit.
My 24-year-old daughter, when she was in the car seat, I had an accident on my way going to be a member on Family Feud. I subsequently never responded to any of the mail, and I ended up getting a notice, what they call it, when you
default judgment.
Default judgment. You're guilty, and at one point, I had to pay $20,000 cash just to get my driver's license. Yeah, and so I'll say this to anybody listening: if you have legal matters in the civil realm, it would do you justice unless you're just saying, go ahead and serve me, fuck me over. It'll do you good to at least respond, react, and try to give yourself some type of fighting chance in the court system.
And that's where Suge Knight messed up, right? Because he didn't show up to a court date and it was a default judgment, right?
That's definitely what's going to happen. If you have civil matters and you end up not responding or giving it no attention, you're eventually you're gonna lose the case by default. There's no other way around it.
But as far as the game, shit's gonna eat regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it was today or 3 years from now, like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to speculate on what she may or may not have to do at this point to get them funds, but I think he's been trying to be real creative with his finances through the years. I don't know if that's like catching up with him or what.
Look in this article, it says that Priscilla Rainey somehow served WAC 100 in an effort to seizing the rapper's property. So is WAC still a part of Game's, I guess, financial infrastructure?
And that's always been my theory why he still deal with WAC, because he hide money for him or something, or you know what I'm saying? They got some dealings to where he trusts him enough that, you know what I'm saying, with some funds.
That's a popular theory amongst people who you would expect to know better.
Yeah, because I know, like, even if I sign sue somebody that ain't got as much, but when they get it and I put a lien on whatever they got, that's mine. As soon as you get it, you know what I'm saying? You could only hide for so long, but that was, like you said, a popular theory and my theory with the game and the WAC thing. You know what I'm saying?
This article says a process server sent a notice of levy, writ of execution, to the Game and WAC 100 on Rainey's behalf. Rainey targeted the house in Calabasas. Might have some new landlords in Game's house soon if she's successful.
And I'm suspicious if that's the case and she knows right where to go. I bet you there's some Clubhouse content somewhere where WAC was saying, "Oh, that's my name. They can't do nothing." I bet you.
WAC say a lot. Oh yeah, that's under a corporation. That's what that's what he say often. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you could put your property in the name of an estate, which makes it more difficult to take or seize. But you know, how many rappers are figuring all that out?
Unless you got a good advisor.
And I always thought that you could. And I did this once. You could file bankruptcy to get out of your civil debts if you lose in court. But I don't, I'm sure there's some exceptions to that.
I think there may be some arrogance in Game position, because how the fuck can you hold me civilly reliable for doing such a thing? And I'm not no criminal behind it. So if I haven't, these are some cold charges to probably even have to be facing for what she claims he did. And when you dealing with these type of things with females and they grown, he might be getting really finessed, bro. Ain't no telling, bro. And I don't want to put that on her. But for him just to be that arrogant not to respond, who knows if he wasn't invited to make that move and it was like, I gotcha. And it was an invite that you can't prove, though.
Well, you have to fight that in court.
Yeah, he probably, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy.
And he decided not to show up, right?
Yeah, that was the part that bit him. Yeah, definitely.
I stand on what I said from the last Straight Politicking. I ain't too gangster to sue. Now, shit. I stand on mine.
Yeah, and we briefly talked about whether or not that falls in the realm of telling.
Yeah, they just go out to run a room on me on Clubhouse because I'm suing.
Let me read a couple more paragraphs here. Rainey, a contestant on the Game's VH1 reality show, She's Got Game, sued him in 2015. Dang, it's been almost a decade. The jury awarded her roughly $7 million in 2016, and the Game claimed he would never pay the debt. So that's the arrogance you're talking about. Don't be fooled by these accusations or the dollar amount in the headlines, because I put them on my favorite auntie's poodle. This broad ain't getting ish, he wrote on Instagram in 2016. Every girl on that show will tell you I never touched this chick or ever desired to be anywhere near her. Why didn't he just come to court and tell the judge that?
That was his time to debate that in court, definitely.
I bet you he was advised by his then manager, and they had came together with a plan that they was going to do because people think they could beat the system, and now almost a decade later it caught up. I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. But I'm just the gangbanger with the tattoos. I don't know.
She got kicked off the show, and as a result, she filed this lame lawsuit, according to Game, which is probably her intentions before the show was even started. Now, that's kind of going into your theory a little bit. There was a whole...
He wouldn't be the first person that got targeted by a female because there was potential to capitalize and be, not telling the truth. It wouldn't be the first time.
He claimed she was begging for my attention the entire time we shot the show and was given the ultimate Major League Baseball curveball so that she upset her, made her lil wee hard, so she did what all chicks like her do when life gives them no other options, they sue you. So, hey, you have to go to court and defend it whenever somebody slaps you with.
Most definitely.
Hey, see, but to what Spider said, a female I used to deal with, she told me that she been approached and they was trying to put together a little plan to do some sexual, like somebody came on to her that had, like, you know what I'm saying, some clout and some money, and she like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's within this camp and that's gonna put together, and she declined, like, nah, I ain't about to do that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, if we interview her one day, she could say it herself. But she told me, like, they be trying to put together like you staging a car accident or something, trying to get some insurance money type shit going on.
And this article says that Game appealed of requesting for a new trial. I guess he realized, okay, I better take this to trial, and he was denied a new trial.
Yeah, you have to have a real reason as to why you were in default.
Yeah, an appeals court rejected the Game's request for a new trial. Rainey sued him again over his refusal to pay the $7 million judgment, and she won a second lawsuit in 2023.
Damn. So what?
So you, as a college graduate, business owner, you're an expert in legal jargon. What does that mean to you? As when you take Game out of it, any individual that finds himself in that position, what would you consider their options?
I was in a position like this once. I had a landlord that wanted me to pay. I signed a 10-year lease for a Quiznos sandwich shop that I purchased. I was out of it and within 1 year. This owner of the strip mall sued me for 10 years of rent. My rent was $4,200 a month. So this was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So eventually, and I was being sued for all kind of things at this time because there was just the recession kicked in. We weren't able to pay our bills. We weren't able to pay mortgages. Everybody wants their money. So what do? They sue you in court. So I'm being sued by people left and right. And my solution was bankruptcy. You know, I had over $1 million in debt. I knew I'm not paying this landlord 9 more years of rent. Even the judge said, "Did you get a new tenant?" Yeah, I did, Your Honor. So you want Alex Alonso to pay you rent even though you replaced the tenant and you're getting rent regardless. So we came to immediate, some sort of compromise. But
wait, you still were on the hook for some portion of the rent?
Very small amount.
Monthly or just paid and get over with?
Well, it didn't matter to me because I was filing bankruptcy.
Okay.
But I was so glad the judge said that because I really thought, damn, even though I signed the lease, 10-year lease, the judge was like, no, he's not obligated to pay you 10 years of rent when you got a new tenant. So you got a new tenant and you're getting rent and you want me to pay more rent. So I was able to get out of that. But to answer your question, my solution at that time was to file bankruptcy. And is that
an option that he has now currently?
I don't know about this situation because this was a sexual lawsuit. This was not like there's different types of civil cases. I had a civil case which was financial debt. You know, I signed a contract. It was a contractual dispute.
Not based on you doing anything punitive to anyone.
Correct. You know, my civil experience is just having a contract and we're disagreeing now. Therefore, you owe us money. This is a little different. This is a sexual assault civil case. So I don't know if bankruptcy was even on the table.
How does a female gain so much traction on the civil side if she doesn't pursue the criminal side?
Hey, that's
I guess the default once again.
I believe that's a weakness in our system because we go back to O.J. Simpson. Bro was found not guilty by a jury of his peers for double murder, but I can sue him in civil lawsuit and find him liable to pay me $30 million.
That doesn't seem fair at all.
I feel like if you beat the hardest part to do is to beat the criminal case. If you beat the criminal case, you should be free of everything. But our system allows you to still be sued civilly.
But that's why Bill was let go early because it was within his deal that the civil, if he admit to certain thing on the civil side, they wouldn't be able to charge him in the criminal court, and they did it anyway.
Well, you know what happened in Bill Cosby's case is they got a new prosecutor. So the new prosecutor did not honor the previous prosecutor's agreement, which was Bill, we want you to tell us everything in this deposition, and we agree not to prosecute you based on anything you say.
Right.
Then they get a new prosecutor, and that prosecutor was like, F that agreement, I'm suing him. And he was able to get out because the new prosecutor was supposed to respect
The deal.
the previous agreement. Right. Yeah. So, but yes, our civil system and our criminal system are two separate systems.
So do that weaken the civil case because you're not going for a criminal.
I don't think so. To answer Spider's question, I think the civil courts don't care what happened in criminal courts.
Apparently not.
You know,
Okay, I'm just making clear because I've been trying. I'll sue, but I'm not with the criminal thing. You know what I'm saying?
But I could tell you this. I've been in a lot of criminal cases where the civil lawyers be in the audience watching to see what happens. Yeah, they waiting. Like the Oscar Grant trial. Remember Oscar Grant who got shot in the back on the Fruitvale platform in Oakland? All the civil lawyers in that case were in the criminal case in the courtroom. So even though they're two separate systems, those civil lawyers are still seeing what goes on. They're hoping.
So one does set precedent in the next if
a cop is found guilty as he was in killing Oscar Grant,
they know the city is on
that you already know that the civil case is coming hard. But even if the cop was found not guilty, you can still file a lawsuit civilly, and get some money.
Rest in peace, Ryan Twyman, bro.
There you go.
You know
Perfect example.
They killed the homie in cold blood, aired the car out with 30-something shots, and the police said 30 days, bro.
Well, look.
But his family won, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But that don't bring their son back, brother back.
They were never even going to charge that cop. So they filed civilly, got some money. Jackie Lacey felt like there was not enough there to charge the shooter, the deputy. And then Gascon comes in, and Gascon charges the shooter, 3-4 years later.
30 days.
And
you might as well not even charge them. 30 days?
Yeah.
I got a homie from Track New, got shot up by the police and all that. And nigga, they dropped his charges and made the deal, though. He signed some paper that he can't sue, bro. And he did it. He was so desperate and anxious and eager. They dropped the charges and all that.
Hold on. I missed it. What kind of charges was
It
it?
was like a high-speed, he was on a chase, whatever. Mm-hmm. They shot into his car, shot his leg. The charges ended up getting dropped subsequently, but throughout the process, he signed some paperwork that he can't sue.
Damn, I wonder how, man, I would have waited. I don't know the circumstances.
Me either.
You know, I mean, I probably would have did my little time and came home to some money. I don't know how much time he was facing, though.
I think it was pretty serious. I think they was
probably on his third strike or something.
Out. He's kind of young, but I think the whole thing was he's allegedly shooting it out with the police. And I don't know if they didn't find no gun, but it was kind of tricky. He had to weigh his options. He signed it and I'm out of there.
If I would have known more, I could, because I don't know. I probably would have got comfortable and did my time and came on to some bread.
Hey, you remember many years ago when the internet was new, one of the first shootings that I remember ever seeing on the internet was a Crip dude in Compton taunting the deputies. On the porch. And he kept taunting, and then eventually they shot him.
Yeah.
One of the first shootings I've seen on the internet.
Shit was HD crispy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I remember that shit.
I forget what set he was from.
Did he pass away?
Banged it too.
Like Palmer Block? Or
Whatever it was, he banged it while he was on the porch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that shit.
Shout out to 2 C's.
But
Yeah.
hey, I think there's a good chance that Game has to get in court, get some good lawyers, and try to figure out how to fight this chick, Miss Rainey, off, because this is all legal, what she's doing.
I mean, a decade in default, I think the best he can do is try to mitigate. I don't think they're going to reverse any decisions.
I think he needs to dig deep in his pocket and give her a bag and have her sign off and
there you go.
End it. I don't know what a amount would make her satisfied, but I would argue, look, ma'am, I've been dodging you for a decade. Here's $1 million. Let's end it.
Nah, if I was her, a million.
She's trying to get $7 million.
Right, but
in 10 years she's got $0 million.
But I don't think you can't even buy a house in California. $1 million ain't nothing.
Hey, if you were owed $7 million by someone who's been dodging you for 10 years,
Give me half.
3.5 million.
Yeah, give me 3.5.
Okay.
$1 million. You're not rich with $1 million, bro. That's not a lot of money.
Spider, what do you think's a good amount for Game to give this girl to end this case, considering she's gotten $0 in a decade?
I'm just gonna take it from the practical sense. $1 million makes sense.
That would be my first offer.
If it's gonna be cash over it right now in my account, sign off. Yeah. Man,
but then I'll buy a house in Inglewood and I'll be back to normal. Like,
well,
I won't, you know what I'm saying?
But you're trying to equate in the ledge, getting your punani touched to being able to rest your whole life on it. Who says it's supposed to be worth that much?
No, but let's go back to Munchie's example. You buy a house in Inglewood, now you're broke.
You ain't got nothing.
But in 6 months, your $1 million house is now worth $1,100,000. In 2 years, your $1 million house is now worth $1,300,000.
I need 3.5.
And in 5 years, your $1 million house is now worth $1.5 million. So your house is constantly growing equity. You got $500,000 in the bank.
Give me your catalog.
In 5 years.
Usually people don't use their whole chunk to purchase the house.
Yeah, and you don't even got to spend the whole million on. You can put $500,000 on that house, pay the $500,000 off over the next 20 years, keep $500,000 in the bank, and your house is still
your
growing.
album and all that.
Yeah.
If it was the 90s, I would have took the million.
Yeah.
That's not the 90s. I need the 3.5.
A bird in the hand is always better than, you feel me?
I don't get it. What happened? That's one of them old sayings, huh?
Yeah, bird in the head. Go ahead and finish it. Alex Beast, 2 in the bush.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess it up. But it means like when you got it in your hand, that's better than what you might can get later on a maybe.
Yeah, because she's getting absolutely nothing right now, and I didn't know this case goes all the way back to 2015. So it's almost 10 years. And
so what do you hold on for, bro? What guarantee do you ever have to touching anything?
See, I thought that was the reason why Game don't drop as much, because he didn't want money going towards her once he, you know what I'm saying?
Well, she's aggressive with this. She's not giving it up. She wants something, and she's not going away at all.
That's a situation I would hate to be in. I know that much.
Yeah.
God.
I would have got her out the way already. If me being Game.
Definitely.
I would have got her out the way already. I got to get this headache. You know what I'm saying? Because you wake up thinking about that shit every day, whether you trying to act all nonchalant or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd be stressing out if someone owed me $7 million and I've gotten nothing.
No. I'm talking about being in the game. Is you stressed out? 'Cause this hanging over your head.
Well, if he's got the level of arrogance that Spider's talking about, he's probably not thinking anything could happen to him, because it's just a civil case, and he's been able to dodge it for 9 years, going on 10. But shoot, I guess he's not familiar with levies and liens, and she's coming for something. She's gonna get something. I doubt she's ever gonna see $7 million though. Look, the Goldmans went after O.J. Simpson for, that murder happened in 94. I think he lost in civil court in 96 or 97. They were awarded $33 million around 97. So now we're 20-something years later. Now O.J. Simpson just passed, but in this 25 years, he has done everything he can do to dodge paying that $33 million. The only thing that the Goldmans were ever able to do was to seize his book. He wrote that book, If I Did It. Mm-hmm. The Goldmans went after that book. They own the book now, and they get the money from that book. But I don't think...
that book ain't really generating.
Yeah, that book ain't generating millions of dollars.
Right.
So you think of O.J. Simpson, he was able to avoid paying $30 million for 25 years. And he moved. This is what he did. He understood... He got good advice. He understood that my house is vulnerable in California. So what did he do? He bought a house in Florida. The Florida house is protected. You can't go after a house in Florida like you can in California.
And I'm pretty sure that motherfucker was not registered ornithol.
And plus, he was getting also his NFL pension I thought it was $30 a month.
Oh, you might.
His pension was also protected. You cannot go after someone's NFL pension. So he had his house protected. He had his pension protected. What else did he need to do? He dodged that for the rest of his life. $33 million. Game needs O.J. Simpson's lawyers. Right?
So O.J. was in default. That's what I missed.
It was $33 million that the Goldmans were coming after him for. And the only thing they were able to get was that book that he put out. Remember that book, If I Did It? Yeah, they took they took the title of the book. They couldn't change the title of the book because that's what it was. So they took the If.
Crossed it out.
No, they made it tiny so you can barely see it.
Wow.
So it's I Did It.
Wow.
But I don't think that book generated no money for the Goldmans.
Nah, I don't even think it was about the money. I think they wanted to see him pay. So no, that wasn't enough for them anyway.
I think he was trolling when he did that book. I read that book.
You think?
Yeah.
Come on, Alex. If I did it, that title is troll. Just in this,
But isn't that like, why do that, OJ? If I did it,
I mean, that's we jumped on the OJ bandwagon because we realized no matter who OJ was, he was one of us to them. But my father made me be aware that OJ wasn't one of us at that time.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He checked out after he got drafted.
That's what explained to me. Yeah.
He checked out the black community after he got drafted.
Hold on, what'd he say? I'm not black, I'm OJ? Or am I tripping?
I'm not black, I'm not white. He said something.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Tiger Woods to this day. You don't identify as black then.
Yeah, but Tiger Woods is actually a half breed. OJ wasn't. OJ was 100% black from the Potrero Hills projects in San Francisco. He's from the hood, black. Where Tiger grew up, out on the outskirts somewhere.
Hey, listen, you could. It's subjective or whatever. To me, anything mixed with black is black. But I guess
that's how I was raised.
Like no, for real, like
But OJ grew up black. Tiger didn't.
It was a bigger slap in the face because, we was introduced to Tiger. He was already like extremely cultural, different than what we were familiar with.
How was you able to tell, like, without him saying anything?
I think he was doing interviews since a child.
Okay.
His parents was
just to have somebody black like master the sport of golf and like he black, that's like it's big to us, right? And then he turn around and say,
but he robbed us from some of the experience by not just throwing his black fist up.
And he never dated black women, Tiger Woods.
You see, it bit him in the ass.
In high school, he had no black girlfriends. So, OJ had a black wife at one point.
So all right, let's take this one step further, even though I know he got a cold following that'll come after me. All right, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he really had an identity. He was like a army kid, and then he like moved around or whatever. Because when LeBron and them did they was making a statement about everybody putting on the hoodies, and that was on the cover of that magazine, making a statement for Trayvon Martin. And he was like, oh, I'm just not about the X, Y, and Z because he's black. Like, this what Kobe was saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they was asking why he didn't take part in the picture or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna let the dead be the dead because I would hate to know that about Kobe, and I never realized that. So God bless the dead.
Yeah. Yes. Game better get some better legal advice to protect his house because they coming for it.
My mama.
I could bring up a couple things like about Kobe, but I'm gonna let our hero be our hero and not. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, what do you benefit by doing the opposite?
No, that's what I'm saying. And kind of like I didn't like how they took America's dad, like Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? Because he not dressing up like a woman. He not. You know what I'm saying? And the show he had, like, it depicted the black people in a good way. He's a doctor. The mom's a lawyer. The good kids. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, I don't know the ins and outs of the cases, but from what I see, that nigga Bill Cosby got the rawest deal, bro.
Yeah, he did. He was popping pills when everybody was doing it at Hugh Hefner's house, and it wasn't a big deal back then. And you shouldn't have to be held accountable for popping a pill in someone's drink 30 years later.
And it's not like no one was saying he was sneaking these pills in our drinks. We were willingly taking them.
And if teenagers are showing up at the mansion or at these parties, it's...
Oh, I didn't hear no teenagers. That's
a couple of them were like 16,
I didn't know
17.
about that part either.
Yeah. All right, I want to move on to Julio Foolio. This is the brother that got shot and killed in Florida a couple weeks ago, and that was going through all kind of beefs through hip-hop online. Some man claims that a dude named Younging Ace paid him $10,000 to kill the rapper. There's all kind of content now on the internet about this homicide.
I don't believe him.
No?
I don't even participate in investigating murder, so
I don't believe. No, it's a clout chase. I mean, you know, they just
exactly
like shortly after Nipsey died, you had some dude for speeding down the street talking about I just killed Nipsey. Had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said he made some made up game. Right, like people just do clout chase shit. It's the clout era.
You know, it is bizarre because I remember when JonBenet Ramsey, the little white girl in Colorado that got killed, there was people admitting that they did it that had nothing to do with it. You know, I think it's more people are mentally disturbed as opposed to chasing clout, or maybe it's a combination of both.
I mean, out of the billions of people on the earth, I don't know if we can just pinpoint one motive.
But
What motive of doing saying some stupid shit like this? Who paid me?
False confessions. I mean, it's probably a variety of reasons.
yeah, I wasn't gonna play a clip, but I don't even want to feed into it. But I'll just read this real quick. Julio Foolio's murder case has taken another twist as a man has come forward claiming that younging Ace paid him 10 racks to kill the rapper. In a video where the man is wearing a ski mask and an orange beanie, he claims that Foolio was shot and killed on the 26th of his birthday because of his feud with Ace. I'm not gonna play the clip. If you guys want to see the clip,
Go find it.
Google is your friend.
Yeah, that was a clout chase. I don't believe old boy had nothing to do with it. Why put yourself in jail?
Yeah.
Why? That's stupid. And if you street, what you doing is telling. If you saying who paid you to do it, that's a clout chase. And rest in peace to him, man. Because you know how they go. You a celebrity, that shit get weird.
Hey, but how can you clout chase when you're not showing your face or your identity or anything? Because clout chasing itself is a desire to put yourself in the limelight by being identified, right?
If you threw on that type of mask and spoke on something local, I'm gonna know it's you, or I'm gonna know it's him too. So,
Yeah.
He probably making his point to the people that's involved.
Right, because whoever from that community, they probably know his voice. You know what I'm saying? But that shit. But where did this get uploaded to?
It's on YouTube.
So he uploaded it to his channel.
Oh, I don't know if it's his channel or if he sent it to somebody for someone else to upload, but it's circling. It's finding its way around.
I saw some headline where it says Brick Baby. Well, I actually heard the clip. He claims that there's been like 6 bodies dropped in retaliation already.
Yeah, I ran across something on his Instagram. He was saying something towards what's that, Jacksonville? He was like, yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, he posted a slide. Y'all ain't did. This supposed to be yeah, it was some controversy about the statements that he made on the
Break talking about you don't come to LA then or something. I don't know how he inserted.
Oh, he said that?
He said something like, and this ain't too young and them. I was just confused. Like, what do you got to do with anything in Jacksonville? But I'm like, should I just shoulder shrug, keep it pushing? Like, I didn't.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Hey, I wanted to move on to another related topic. The guy that killed Pop Smoke, or one of the guys that was charged with killing Pop Smoke, gave an interview, and I just thought it was weird. This young kid, he's only 21 years old. He was 16 at the time. He wants to come forward and tell his story to a certain degree and went on No Jumper and basically is showing his face to the world. I killed New York's favorite rapper. I thought it was crazy.
You know, I thought one way about it at first, and then when I was last there, and when Adam brought it up, I'm like, you got a decision, man. You gonna do it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm like, shit. Because people go, they gonna come down on you. You know what I'm saying? But like the rappers, they beat cases, come home and rap about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So since it's the other way around, it's somebody, just a local dude killed somebody that everybody love.
Yeah, but he didn't beat the case. He was found guilty.
Case over though.
Yeah,
but see, I wouldn't do it because you got people still fighting the case, and you know what I'm saying? What you might say on here might affect them moving forward because it's still people. There's 2 of them that still didn't go to trial yet. You know what I'm saying? That would be my thing. But like I said, these they praise the rappers if they down somebody and they come home and they want to hear all about it. And everybody laughed when Gucci Mane talking about he smoking on Pookie Low tonight. You know what I'm saying?
The Pookie was coming to get him though.
Yeah, but despite how you know what I'm saying, somebody lost their loved one. So I'm just saying when it's the celebrity that's you know what I'm saying, everybody praised Bobby Smurder coming home. You know what I'm saying? And like,
I'm not surprised they did the interview whatsoever.
But I'm just saying I look at it differently now. And then I only heard like a little clips when people react to it, and I didn't hear the whole thing. But from what I heard, it didn't seem like he was making it hard for the people that's still about to go to trial. You know what I'm saying?
No, he wasn't. I saw a nice chunk of it.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
And he was very, he declined not to ask quite a few questions. Decided not to ask quite a few questions that was directly related to what happened.
Yeah, but to put himself, what I think is unique about this case is that the Pop Smoke murder didn't happen that long ago. He got sentenced to a very short juvenile term, which is pretty common right now. I know a few juveniles that got out after 4 years, and Pop Smoke is loved. So if I was advising this young man, I would say stay off the internet. Don't do interviews. Stay low. Let some time pass. People still haven't even still grieving his loss.
So you come from a generation where before clout was the most popular commodity going. So that's easy to understand for someone who just did what you said. You just slapped the system in the face. You've been held, found guilty for responsible for a popular person losing their life. You only did 4 years. You're 21 years old. It's time to go find out a whole nother plan of life. But he was on there banging his gang, telling the world he's not sorry. He ain't sorry for nothing. If I could go back, I would change it, but I ain't sorry. And I don't know. He has a real, seem like a programmed mind state. I don't think it's a lot of his personal sentiments coming through. I think this is the person he feels like he has to be to survive in his own current condition with his people. And I think he thinks that's the only way he can be cool and maintain his clout. Because a lot of his statements seem contradictory when he tried to say, you know, this catchwords he wanted to stay away from, regret and sorry.
Yeah.
But he'll say, my condolences, though, as if he don't know what that actually means. That means I have regret and I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what you're saying is he didn't want to come off too apologetic because the homies back on the block might look at him a certain kind of way.
Literally said, I was raised away. You're not sorry for nothing. So that's something that was programmed in his head, and now he feels like it's inappropriate to be sorry.
I think he could have said, I'm sorry that anyone got killed because we just went there to rob a brother. We didn't go there to shoot, kill, hurt anyone. We went there for a lick.
Yeah, I think he probably, unless he's looking to be a rapper, which I think that's what the Blocc Star name is now. That's a rap name.
That's not a hood name?
No, he has another name.
Because two of them that was juveniles, and one of them juveniles was the homie from Hoovers' son, but I don't know which one because that Blocc Star name don't sound familiar. So I wonder.
I could be wrong.
No, I mean, you might be right though.
I heard him explain how he first, he's been out for almost a year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and right before Adam did that interview, he went viral by cutting off his ankle bracelet, and he explained how he did that because he basically said his PO said, I'm gonna have to lock you up because I'm afraid for your safety. And he was trying to tell them, man, what you mean? He's like, I don't know what other things he had did, but basically he felt like they wanted to lock him up and protect him from his high profile, yeah. And he said they wasn't going for that, so that's why he cut it off. But he's been out for a while, apparently trying to maintain a lower profile.
Hey, how much did Adam pay him for that interview?
It's reported $7,500, I heard.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool as a recipient of it, but it's crazy to pay that out.
Yeah, but but see, from the little bit I did run across, they came to him and one of the other co-defendants with a little like talking about something for a documentary, and he declined for the reasons I said, because you still got people. He didn't say this, but like certain stuff he can't speak on, and they want to know everything during the documentary. You know what I'm saying?
And here's another reason why I think he shouldn't have been doing the interviews, because there's another defendant who's the only adult in the case. He was 18, and he's still fighting the case.
Oh, so it was 3 juveniles and 1 adult.
Correct.
Oh, I thought it was 2 adults, two. Okay.
Well, the adult that I'm aware of is a guy named Corey Walker, and he's been in custody since this happened. His next court date is in August, and he's looking at some serious time, I'm sure, because he's the adult in this case. I believe he's the adult that was outside in the car waiting. So I know he's not the trigger person. We don't know who the trigger person is because Adam asked him the question, were you the trigger person? He said he didn't want to answer. But we know one of the juveniles, one of the minors was the trigger person. Corey Walker was not the trigger person, but he's still going to be held to a certain level of accountability that's going to cost him years in prison because he's 18 years old.
Okay, but you're aware that the law that just passed is like kind of swing both ways with me.
Yeah.
If you're not the actual shooter, of me, you Spider in the car, and I did did my big one, and I'm gonna get banged. The passengers ain't gonna be held to the same, you know what I mean, as the actual gunman. You familiar with that new law?
Yeah, correct. So Corey Walker can argue, I had no idea anyone had a gun. I had no idea that anyone was going to get shot Therefore, I am not responsible for what happened inside that house when I was outside here waiting in the car. I am responsible for doing the lick, going on the lick, and doing whatever else
You
comes
don't
with
have
that.
to admit to that.
Well, he's got to admit to something.
They asked me for a ride. They finna go get some weed to go see the little bitches and get some money.
Hey,
Because-
because
because-
Spider. Well, real quick, Munch. I like the way Spider's. That's a legal mind right there. That's the way
It's a
you're.
criminal mind, man.
No.
He's
This
ex-criminal, so he don't thinking on his toes.
Yeah, but you also got to think of possible defenses as an attorney. Because I'm already thinking you got to concede that you're part of a robbery. But you're saying, no, I just dropped these minors off. They asked me for a ride, you know, and it's possible. But I think, I don't know. I don't know what his defense is. I don't know what the statements were made by the other minors. We don't know if anyone made some incriminating statements. We don't know about Perkins operations in the cells where people were talking.
Anybody else got sentenced other than him?
We don't really know what happened to any of the juveniles because it's sealed except for the guy that decided to come forward. Was it Blockbuster?
Blocc Star.
Blocc Star. Blocc Star came forward.
Blockbuster. That's funny.
But Corey Walker is still fighting this case. But go ahead. What were you going to say, Munch?
Oh, okay, I was about to say, or when it comes to case law, you think they could go use any case law with Cameron Terrell, with the white boy that was from '90s, because he said he pulled up, he didn't know what they was about to do.
Oh, that case set precedent for that whole.
Yeah, actually, there's a few cases even before Cameron Terrell's where drivers were not being held completely responsible for what passengers did.
Is that
when
law
they jumped
retro?
out. Yeah.
No, when it's case law is it's in the books.
No, I understand,
So-
sir. I know what the term case law is.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
people fighting their cases that got convicted a decade ago on the natural and probable consequence.
So now they can go back to court on that.
Yeah.
If I was just a driver, because of the new law, I could get back in court.
Correct.
That's all.
Okay, and then as for Blocc Star, he out now, and the lawyer talking about the PO. Anyways, Zimmerman killed this young black man in cold blood, but then he's selling the gun he did it with on eBay, and they almost gave him a celebrity match. That's stupid. He's not a celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he was found not guilty though, so it's a little different.
No, I'm saying, but he out and about, and man, that's who people should be on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think Zimmerman is very careful where he walks around and where he goes.
If that weren't true, there would be a lot of just cell phone sightings of him.
Yeah, we don't even, bro don't even pop out and show niggas.
Hey, Zimmerman, please pop out and show niggas, please.
Nah, I think he knows that there's an ass whooping coming.
Ass whooping.
And you know there's a buffer in America that got him tucked off in support. He probably got a whole community where he in the Walmarts getting patted on the back still.
Right.
He don't see none of us.
If he's living in like a Simi Valley type community, which is just north of LA, he could walk around all day long in the Simi Valley.
Hero.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
But I hope Blocc Star is careful of. Remember the other thing you didn't mention this in the interview. What did he say about if he went to New York or going to New York or visiting New
He
York?
should just X that off his.
That may be a portion I missed.
I think he said he's not worried about that.
That's ignorance. That's just youth and ignorance.
He ain't got a reason to go though. Now you don't. You should really.
Well, I don't think he understands how much New York's not separated like us. Even though they got Christian, they all accept him, and that was a representation. I don't know if he quite get that. He probably is going to learn, or he's probably learning.
Okay, two-part thing I'm about to say, right? Why y'all just don't trip on the Hoovers in New York then? For one, and then for two, okay, I just recently took a picture, me, the little homegirl, and Sauce Walker, and I'm throwing up the set. So this is the second time, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. They keep talking about I'm throwing up some rakes down. I'm just throwing up the F, right?
Yeah.
Rakes down is some Chicago shit. I don't know nothing about no BD, no GD. I just know the rappers from there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to figure out, because you see my finger, right? Like, it don't go, I got shot in the finger, right? I'm thinking maybe this is it. I think, this like a rake or something?
Look like an F. You're throwing up an F?
Yeah, I'm
No,
like,
no, it look like
It looked like it could be an
the
E too.
like the
East
okay,
Coast E.
like, this finger don't go straight. In these pictures,
you
this is what I'm
shouldn't use
doing.
you shouldn't use your left hand.
No,
then.
maybe you should just stop gang banging on photos.
Nah, No, hell no.
That was a good one.
No. So to the viewers,
he got
that's
you on
watching
that one.
people that's on the viewers that can see this visually. What is it? My left hand that you know what I'm saying? Because this is how I throw up my. You know what I'm saying? They keep putting me with this old.
I was just gonna say,
throwing down some rakes.
Just throw it up with your right hand. And Spider just says, stop throwing it up.
Yeah, but that's what my mom would say. You feel me? That see, this the paw kicking in. You know what I'm saying? This grandpa Spider kicking in. But no. So if it's this finger, I understand. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, God.
Well, let me ask you this, Spider: is throwing up a hand sign in a photo defined as gang banging?
Yeah.
In a photo? You're gang banging in a photo.
Definitely.
Gang banging is a verb that requires some action. A photo is just a snapshot in time. So the way my mind thinks, just throwing up a hand sign ain't gang banging in a photo.
Hey, I'm glad you put it like that.
Like, cause it'd be OGs. It'd be OGs that you know.
But he just made an argument for what. For
I'm doing devil's advocate.
Okay.
But
hey, do you? This
He didn't mean to tell that much of both sides this quick.
But you know, there's OGs that ain't been on the block in 20, 30 years, but you get them in a photo, they're going to throw it up still.
Well, my experience is I've been trying to train myself to stop doing it because when I tend to take pictures with members or that are older than me, they don't do it for the most part. So I've kind of realized I got to the point where that's kind of like,
I see, but when I take pictures, I don't know what to do with myself.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I get that.
man.
I get that.
So I chunk it up, bro. But let me know if it's this left hand with my finger got. You know what I'm saying?
You on to you. It's about right.
Yeah.
But like this, not all my life. Well, not this doesn't happen anymore. But I went through a time frame where I used to have niggas from the hood call me from jail and be like, "Hey man, tell this nigga from Track New, homie, you ain't from Track New." And then it'd be somebody get on the phone that I really know and be like, "What up, big homie?" I'm like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "Yeah, homie, I'm from East Coast." And then I just know this is a young nigga who seen me hanging with the Track News for a lot. And then when he drive past, hunk the horn, I chunk up the E. That's just how they chunk up. The Track News don't make sure they throw the T down. So they spread it like that, but on any given day, they gonna throw it up anyway. And just for me throwing that up on a regular basis and the niggas see me around his homies, it was niggas just think I was from their hood.
Just for the record, I'm from Inglewood family. I'm not disrespecting nothing in Chicago. And you know, the same way a nutty block could throw up the end like this and look like neighborhood crib, it could be a bad misunderstanding on my side because we beef with the neighborhoods, but the nutty blocks throw up nutty block like you throw up neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So like it could be. You know what I'm saying?
But they always like, I'll see a picture of that same hand gesture like a chain online. I'll repost it and throw up East Side and all in the comments. Man, them is pitchforks. That ain't no E.
So you never heard it before,
bro? You did? Yeah. That's the same gesture.
Yeah, because the East Coast is in the hood. We throw it up the same. And I had an argument. I had a misunderstanding with the East Coast.
But see, I think you get kind of lazy because, like the front hoods, the two fingers at the top be closer together. And you like do it like an equal spread.
No.
This more like an F when the two fingers at the top is closer together.
No. With this hand, I can't help it because I got shot.
But even on the other hand, it's like you had to spread it out E.
Like no. This is how we throw up the. You know what I'm saying?
But see, you know how a F, the long part always goes down. But when you throw it up just upside down any kind of way, it still look like an E.
And then that's what them old heads say, like my dad and my uncles, because they from neighborhood families.
Yeah, you don't take the time to always throw it down.
Throwing it down so you can see it. I be all in the sky with it though. But
that's why I look like an E.
When you do the E for East Coast, is your can your index finger still be straight? Because I remember in the 80s you had to curl that index finger to make the E. But it seems like you guys got lazy with it and just
everything is played out.
Yeah,
everything just smoothed out.
You gotta curl down that index finger.
Nah, you don't got to do none of that.
That was the 80s East Coast.
That's how old school used to be.
Yeah.
You see the old
now it's just like stretched out index finger, right?
I can't debate this.
I just seem more banged out. You feel me? Banged out.
I can't debate it because I got an East Coast to the left of me, right? But growing up, I always thought East Coast was stood up like this.
That's the way.
That was the original E.
And if you look at old graffiti, you look at old graffiti where the East Coasters do the draw out the hand sign, they curl that index finger.
But just look at the old photos too.
Yeah. But the way
you see through the years, it was a casual. It was just a what do you call it? A natural. It was nothing other than niggas getting cooler and smoother and flyer.
It's quicker.
Shout out Crumb. Shout out what is he? Shout out Crumb from East Coast. So it was at a distance. I chunked up the F and he chunked up what's the E? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking like, I don't know, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
It was kind of like extra out our first introduction, and it was cool after that. But like, we all behind these fingers. You know what I'm saying?
Before we got on this topic of hand signs, Munchie, you mentioned something about the Hoovers in New York in relation to Blocc Star. What did you mean by that?
Because I mean, if you that mad at the Hoovers got a connection to the Hoovers out here. Because I watched Under the Grove podcast, and I interviewed some Hoovers from New York. You know what I'm saying? So they got a connection. Why not come down on the Hoovers out there if y'all that angry?
Munchie, you extremely influential, man. You just gotta be careful about what you suggest, man. Please.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, Black Lives Matter.
There we go.
Through and through. But I'm saying, like, I don't think if I was him, I wouldn't even. I X New York off my visit, my vacation list.
That would be wise.
And then you know what I mean, Hoovers, they a hater gang anyway. So he just keep carrying yourself like you've been carrying yourself and stay dangerous. Because you know what I'm saying, what's the difference? You got to watch out for your ops out here anyway.
All right, I wanted to move on to our final topic because I want to talk about y'all guys' most favorite rapper that has been doing this thing for the last several years. That is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Hey, when he first got out after telling on that case, he signed like $1 million deals. Everybody thought he was going to blow up. The money was coming in. But it looks like, according to a lot of the reports, is that his seized property, including vehicles, are going to be auctioned off on a government website. He is losing his possessions.
Why? Due to what?
Let's see here. It says back in April of this year, it was reported that 2 of 6ix9ine's vehicles were seized due to non-payment of internal revenue taxes. And you know the government's coming for you.
That might be the way he finds himself back in prison.
But
that's what happened to Red Fox, Wesley Snipes.
He caught another case before this though in the UK.
Yeah, but one thing when it comes to irony and the U.S. government, when it comes to that paper, yeah, they put Martha Stewart in jail behind that bread, boy.
Okay, yeah, the irony is you sided with the feds and went against your boys, and now they coming for you for that. Yeah.
All right, let me read the next part of this. It says here that the vehicles include a Lamborghini Urus and a Bentley Continental GTC, which are both decorated with rainbow paint splatters. Of course, their unique design made them pretty tough to miss, and photos of them at a facility were quick to turn up online. So it's a little embarrassing that you're this multi-million-dollar rapper and now you can't afford your cars.
I don't think he know what embarrassment mean.
Me either. Nah,
I don't think he can be embarrassed.
It's only embarrassing from the viewer who doesn't know no better to realize he don't give a
And you also know that he got a case in the Dominican Republic, right? Remember that?
Right.
It says here that he was in the Dominican Republic sorting out some other legal issues when he returned to the U.S. It's unclear whether he plans to stay. However, it is unlikely to get his cars back.
I don't think he tripping on them cars. I think he left them there knowing once you stop paying for them, you know what's inevitable.
The starting bid on one of his cars is $20,000.
That's not a lot.
That's the starting bid.
All right.
You know what that's projected to go probably?
Right,
bro?
starting bid. I missed the key word.
Do you think that there's extra value in the car because it belonged to 6ix9ine?
Damn right.
Hell yeah.
So let's say I don't know what these cars are worth. Let's just say the Lamborghini is worth $200,000. Because it's 6ix9ine's car, it can go for more than $200,000.
Oh, definitely. The paint, the custom, all that. They have a whole culture of rich people that don't even look down on him for telling.
But his career, post him telling, has been lackluster, if that.
It doesn't negate the value that his once ownership might add to that value, to that piece, in the future down the line.
Lotto, she sold her panties on eBay, so that she wore. So imagine what this car go
nasty.
For. Imagine what this car go for.
6ix9ine has yet to comment on the seizure of his vehicles or the upcoming auction.
And that might be a lick for them, bro.
Hey, watch this. Wacko get him clubbing. Yeah, I just bet it on it. Yeah, I'm about to get this. Yeah, I'm about to go. Watch, because he want his hands in everything. And now that I think about it, I don't even think that he cared that the bail didn't even go through. He just want his name associated with certain things. You know what I'm saying? He probably doing all the talking he was doing, that he was doing wasn't going to land this man being free. because when I had thought about that like one night, like he just like being attaching himself to shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So man, I don't know.
Well, I think his career is pretty much over, right? What is he doing now?
Tekashi?
I think just
I would have not thought about him if you didn't bring him up. But I'm clueless. You used to see him all the time, so now that you don't see him all the time, I have no idea.
I thought he was tapping into the Mexican market. That you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah, I think he's doing a more Spanish language media interviews. He's been spending time in the Dominican Republic. I guess he's just trying to figure out ways to create more some sources of income.
What's up, boy name? Icon. You think Icon will interview him?
LA Icon?
Oh, Icon?
That's your folks. You think he'll do it?
Nah.
Is he gonna keep it G, or he gonna go for that big interview? Icon.
I don't know. What do you mean by that? Why would Icon?
I think he just trolling Icon. That's all.
You know, I'm saying he all about his folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Underrepresented Mr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it might be some subject matter for him.
Yeah.
Well, on the Icon topic, before we wrap it up, it seems like every week there's a Mexican from this part of from California, Southern California, that is finding a way to create some controversy that's racially related. Who's the latest Mexican that made some
boxing food?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia went on a nigga rant. Tried to apologize for it. I didn't even want to.
Did he get caught off guard on camera or something?
I think he was just high. I don't know. I think he was intoxicated. No, I don't think he was caught off guard.
Because the first time I heard it is when we talked about it earlier. So like, you know what I'm saying? His phone was recording this conversation.
From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, is what Alex and I believe.
I'm out to run.
That's biblical.
I'm out to hear that, but yeah.
But that's interesting. We got Ryan Garcia this week. Mm-hmm. Last week we had LA Icon.
The one before that.
And then before that we had Lefty Gunplay.
Man, it's a bad month for the Brown.
Not specifically Brown. Let's just keep it real. All three of these guys are Mexican.
And it seems he's coming from genres where we typically outperform them one on head to head.
Because I don't want to blanket the whole Brown community because we got Guatemalans, we
Venezuelans,
Dominicans.
But you can't tell me this though. But when they get up there and they say I'm fighting for the other side of Mexico, all them people cheer together though.
Not true. Not true. I could tell you that. Let's say, for example, Puerto Ricans who have U.S. citizenship, right? You're born on the island, automatically have U.S. citizenship. How much do you think they care about immigration policy and immigration rights?
Oh, you're going deep when you get to policies. I'm talking about when you see one of them. I can't help it. I don't know if this makes me racist or not.
Yeah.
I think I've told you this before. If I'm flipping through the screen and I pick my guy off skin tone. If I don't know the guy, even when I know these niggas, no, it's not a person that's not black. I could imagine enjoying seeing whoop Javante Davis. I don't give a fuck who y'all say he is right now. I want him to whoop anybody that don't look like him that get in front of him. That's just facts.
Okay, let me ask you something real quick before we wrap it up, Alex. It's somebody that you familiar with his name. He a Hispanic a power homie, a G homie. So he got deported. He got deported to El Salvador, right? But he was out there with all them MSs and them 18s, and him being a Mexican from a black gang and them tattoos, he was having it bad.
Oh, yeah.
So he left from El Salvador and went to Mexico. And now he could live comfortable in Mexico. Why you think he could live comfortable in Mexico, but he had it so bad in El Salvador?
Well, Mexico is a huge country, so you can like maneuver and find spots to hide out and seek peace. El Salvador is really a small country. It's got one main city, San Salvador, and it's got one police force. And they got the police departments there. They have this iron fist mentality. They hate LA gang members. They hate California gang members. And some people that were being deported from LA back to El Salvador argued in LA court that if you deport me,
they're going
to kill me, which is real.
That's crazy y'all brought this up. I just saw a piece where in El Salvador they got the Deseochos and the MSs in the same jail. Functioning. They coming like they sell all these MSs at the bars, and the person interviewing them, asking them questions, and then they like look back, and then they like it's only a few. They got but they banged out, but they in there coexisting though.
I don't think there's too many places to hide out as a LA guy being deported back to El Salvador.
Right.
And the chances of getting deported to Mexico is lower than El Salvador because the government have no problem with killing you. Even if you're not guilty.
That's why he had to get from over there.
And let me tell you what's bizarre. Do you know that the El Salvadorian police train and learn about gangs from which police department trains them?
LAPD.
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. They're training police officers in El Salvador, and I thought this was bizarre because I'm like, hey, I talked to a deputy once that was a guest speaker at a class at Cal State Long Beach, and he was bragging about, I trained the cops in El Salvador, and I'm like, excuse me, officer, the deputy.
MS.
I said the cops in El Salvador, they kill they kill the citizens. So what's up with that? And he didn't really have a good response. But
They don't gangbang in Mexico. I mean, in El Salvador.
They got gangs in El Salvador.
Yeah, but gangs don't necessarily bang. Like, gangs get involved in different shit. But banging is not necessarily a thing unless you get into our culture, gang banging. But they've been having gangsters and gangs that they didn't call it gang banging.
Okay, and then all right, last thing, like, I know I keep going a little bit off, but look, all right, so do you think, would you consider the sheriffs more equipped than like the PD, based on the sheriffs, they have to do some time inside the jail, work inside the jail some years, then come to the streets?
What do you mean by more equipped?
Like more, they more, man, I can't think of the word I'm trying to.
I think
Familiar,
they're more
comfortable.
They're definitely more tapped in with the gangs of LA because of the county jail.
Right, because
LAPD don't work the county jail, so they don't know what's going on in the county jail.
Right.
That's all deputies.
So when they leave the academy and the PD, they get assigned to whatever area, they not really tapped in. You know what I'm saying?
The LAPD.
LAPD.
Correct.
Or any PD.
But I also think that the deputy experience in the county jail, it gives them a false sense of what's really going on the streets. Because you go in the county jail and you work that system for 2 or 3 years. Now you're patrolling a neighborhood. You're patrolling this neighborhood with the mentality of police in the county jail for the last 3 years.
That's assuming that you go from the county jail to the valley, go to sleep, and you don't have any attachments to the actual community.
No,
That's what happened. They rotate them around.
But I mean, just think, like, I know people who've gone through that system. And regardless of what's going on in jail, they're simultaneously aware of the differences of the politics on the street and jail because they are familiar with the environment.
The only difference is the racial politic.
But he's saying that he perceives the potential to get it confused.
I think it lends to abuse when you're policing the streets as a deputy if you spend too much time in the county jail.
Well, they program you to be abused. Like,
Because I've been detained by a sheriff that I was in the county, you know what I'm saying? And they pulled me over and had us out the car. Like, you remember me? I'm like, oh, yeah.
But it is a trip how the sheriff's department, they could be working the jails, working the streets, bouncing back and forth.
Working from the inside out.
Between the two.
2 years, mandatory, I believe.
I think it's more than that, unless it went down.
Yeah, I don't know how many years it is, but also I noticed that the deputy culture is slightly more Latino. Where
I don't know. I haven't encountered them to compare them, but it's like law enforcement in Southern California, period, is Latino.
Well, I went to this
dominated.
When they had the election for Villanueva last year. One of the guys in the audience had a question about the under representation of blacks in the sheriff's department. Whereas, there's always going to be a lower amount of blacks in different police departments, but the sheriff's department had an under representation. I think it was like less than maybe 5 or 6.
Well, the hierarchy does have a very racial reputation against blacks, so it's no telling how many elements lean toward that being a fact.
I want to say, hey, because I told my daughter, she, you know what I'm saying, it need to be some good police, you know what I'm saying? So there ain't nothing wrong with her by becoming a police one day, but due to her daddy being arrested, she seen that, I think she completely
You could do it, baby. You can still do it, because...
She turned off, but
turned off.
Yeah, that's what I think, and I say, like, to kids watching this, like, come from our community, like, it need to be some good police out there, you know what I mean? Because, so we could... You know what I'm saying? Thicken the black population in here, because that's why you got, what's my boy name? Come on, bro. He need a holiday.
Dorner, Jeffrey Dorner, Chris Dorner.
Christopher Dorner.
Dorner need a holiday.
Yeah, we need more Dorner.
Dorner Day.
Yeah,
yep, Dorner Day.
For real. He need to be celebrated because he wasn't with the BS. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say though. But no, I'm to the kids. Ain't nothing wrong with being the police. You know what I'm saying? I know we play cops and robbers. You rather be the robber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
all kids didn't though. We would have never been able to play.
Yeah, but the lesser cool kid had to be the police.
But they did, yeah. But I mean,
Like we be like, nah, I'm the robber. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to be the robber and run.
or the older person, or you don't know who picked it.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me think about the Dre, what he said when he was with N.W.A, that he ain't got no problem with the police. It's just the crooked police. And then he put the percentage of how many of them was crooked.
Right.
I think bro said it's 99%. I got a problem with the 99% that are crooked.
I think it was Malcolm X who said it, or was it Muhammad Ali? It was like, man, if it's 100 rattlesnakes and only 10 of them poisonous, and they all coming at me, is I'm supposed to try to pick through and find out which ones is poisonous, or do I just turn my back on all the snakes? Like,
Turn your back on all of them.
yeah.
I think the worst part about policing is that the good cops
Never speak
are
up.
too scared to speak up against the corrupt cops. But it is also a system of no snitching, which is embraced by the streets.
So what is
you
a good
gotta
cop?
you almost gotta accept that system.
No, so is there such thing as a good cop?
If you sit back and watch a bad cop do some
Right.
effed up ish, you're not a good cop,
Thank
bro.
you.
You sitting back
Thank
watching.
Yeah, but if you're a good cop, that means you snitching on the bad cop.
Indeed. So do good cops exist when they don't snitch at all?
The very few that have done it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're very few.
They did a good movie on an officer named Persico out of New York City, who he was just. I thought this guy. This is a true story. He must have been so naive when he got onto the NYPD. Everything was like, "What are you doing? That's wrong. What are you doing?" And then all the other cops was like, "Hey, this Persico dude is getting on my nerves."
They go get rid of him.
Yeah, they actually shot him.
See?
He
That's
survived
like the
it.
Day story too, though.
Yeah. But here's my question. If a good cop can only be a good cop by telling and snitching on other cops,
That's not snitching.
well, that's the question. Is he really a good cop by telling on bad cops?
No, what a good cop means is you uphold what's right for citizens at all times. That's the only way you could be a good cop. And if watching someone be unjustly handled is not on your list to report, then you're not a good cop.
Right.
But there are a lot of things that you have to do as a cop to take people into custody, to preserve your safety, that we will look at as, oh, that was wrong, right? That was wrong. He shouldn't have did that. But they're trained that you're allowed to pull your gun out and shoot if you feel that your life is in danger, right?
And that's how some get paid. Because, I mean, you catch me, I had no weapon on me and you done shot me, or my back was turned towards you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if a cop thought you had a weapon and he shoots you, he had every right to do it.
Yeah. That's
Right?
why.
I don't agree with that.
No, that's by they book.
Of course, by
That's why we can't reach for our wallet, or, you know what I'm saying? You got to let them know, I'm reaching for my phone. I'm on that.
But the cold part, even under those conditions, we've been unjustly killed and
Right.
it's been held responsible.
Am I
It's
getting?
been filmed.
I'm
Phil Castillo.
Oh, yeah, that was,
Breonna Taylor. Am I saying her name right?
yeah. Well, I think it was Philando Castille.
Philando Castillo. I'm so glad you corrected it. The dude in the car with
He
his
was
girlfriend.
even telling the cop play by play, hey,
Yes,
I got a
hands-
gun, my hands
yes.
are up, I'm about to reach, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do
Yes.
that. And dude still got aired out.
Bless his soul.
And I think that cop was exonerated.
All right, yes, definitely, most definitely.
But the cop had an argument to say, I got scared because he admitted he had a gun. He started to, what I thought was reach for it.
I'm so sick of that. I just saw a video yesterday where this white guy is charging the police and he's threatening to respond and he's bagging up and then he ends up jumping in the car and driving away and all this, bro. We don't get none of that action,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a whole nother part of it where non-blacks do the same stuff and don't get shot for it.
Damn
I've
right.
seen many videos of this.
And that's why I be hating people like if they say Black Lives Matter, then they're like, well, blacks killing blacks, but we go to jail.
go to jail for it.
We get baked.
Damn
you know what I'm
right.
saying? But Black Lives Matter is people killing
And
law
nobody's
enforcement,
held responsible.
killing blacks or browns, and they just get away with it. You know what I'm saying? They got a license to kill or do 30 days in the county.
I don't see an overwhelming a bunch of evidence that Browns suffer from the same.
All right, I just looked it in. I don't know either. But I'm saying that's why we say Black Lives Matter, because we get killed
Right.
and they go on with life as if it
We're
don't
not
matter.
attaching ourselves to that big organization that everybody feel like scams. But the phrase makes perfect sense for us who live up under these conditions.
So Steve, please stop saying, well, black people kill black. You go to jail for it. I got a homie that's in jail. He missed every shot and had to take a deal for 23 years. He completely missed. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Miss me with that shit, though.
Yeah, when people say that, that's like an irrelevant point to a separate point of police brutality.
Indeed.
You know, if we're talking about police brutality, it has nothing to do with what black residents do to black residents.
Right.
You know, that's a separate issue, unrelated, but that seems to be the comeback line for people who don't want to talk about police brutality.
But go ahead and find someone threatening to commit suicide and push them over the bridge and see if you get a similar reaction.
All right, my last question before we close this out of what percentage of police officers do you think are actually straight up crooked, commit illegal acts, and should be completely taken off the police force? I think this is a number that no one really knows this number, but it's just a guess.
I believe 75% ain't good cops.
Wow, that's a pretty high number.
75% ain't good cops, and then 25 is by the book. 25 go to like come to your preliminary, your trial, and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to side with the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say maybe 75 or 80 is bad cops.
Okay. Yeah, and I like the way you answered it because you gave an explanation why you went so high. What do you think, Spider?
I think that number or higher, back to the point that there's not enough self-reporting on one on another.
So 75, 80%?
Or better.
Okay. Now, my number is going to be a little different. And I'm going to base this on me actually listening to cops testify in court. I think that's a good measure. Normally, people say about 5 to 10% of police are probably crooked. If I go based on the way they testify in court and what I know when they're deceiving the jury, man, that number's like 50%. And if you're not honest on the stand, is that fair enough to say you're a bad cop?
Right.
I'm giving you, you giving them more leeway than me.
Yeah.
Because you can be the perfect cop with your own record, but if you're aware of somebody else being foul toward a citizen, and you don't feel accountable to report that, you're no longer good to me.
And I'm grouping that in.
Yeah, that's why my number's high like yours.
Yeah, because you the deciding factor if I get bounded over to superior. Now you in here, you lying. Oh, I can't recall. Do you want to reflect? And then you go read exactly the lie you said that day. Oh yeah,
I can't recall.
Yeah, he reached in his right pocket and tossed the gun. You're lying.
Yes.
You didn't see me toss nothing. You feel
Yeah.
me? So that make you a bad cop. You know what I'm saying? Sitting back watching them do BS and not speaking up make you a bad cop. And just trying to be on some Trinidad shit make you a bad cop.
Here's the new lie. I don't even know how new. This is not really new, but maybe some people aren't aware of it. This is the new lie cops say when they're beating you up. You're under a pile of cops and you're doing nothing.
Resistant. Stop moving.
There you go. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. And you're doing absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Because they know they're being recorded, and they want to be able to have that justification why I shot him. Why did you shoot him? He was resisting. Didn't you see the video? Well, I saw a pile of you guys on top of a guy saying stop resisting, but I never actually saw the resisting.
Right.
You know.
Nah, that ain't no. That they frequent that.
Yeah, that's the go-to now.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. That's another straight politicking in the can. Spider's gonna be doing that black box. I saw the black box test 2.0 was looking pretty good.
Matter of fact, we on our way
new
there
location
now.
and all
Yeah,
this
we
shit.
finna pull up. If Munchie got time, I want him to come and bless that motherfucker for me today. I'm on my way when I leave here.
I saw you with Triflin. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, shout out Trifling East Side Long Beach. ODM Slim brought him through.
Oh yeah, ODM Slim was on that as well.
Yeah, shout out to my partner Scrap, my business partner. The Black Box 2.0, we up and running, man. I'm going to get to a whole different format than just what I was doing in the old one. More focused on creating content versus than going live. But we're going to do a bit of it all, though.
All right, and Munchie, you gonna be putting some content up on your channel soon?
Oh yeah. I'm about to get to it, man.
Yeah, you did a nice live about 3 months ago and haven't done one since.
Yeah, I know. I've been lazy on it, man, but I'm gonna get to it though.
All right, all our links are in the show notes below. You can tap in with Spider on Instagram. You can tap in with Munchie B and tap in with me. We're all on Instagram. And make sure you tap in with all our YouTube channels. The links are in the description. And thanks for listening to another episode of Straight Politicking. We out.
East Side.